Hey, I'm still alive. Welcome back to Sunbird Garage. Look, there's Granny Sunbird over there. It's April, and hey, what's that on the ground over there? Ooh, take a look. Well, there's Granny Sunbird. Getting her pretty much ready for Power Tour. I think this is the car I'm going to take on Power Tour again this year. I don't think the green car that we've been working on is going to be quite ready. Hopefully going to go get that next weekend, but did a tune-up on the old girl. She's got 98,400-ish miles on it. Still burns oil, still leaks transmission fluid, still leaks coolant. But did the plugs, wires, cap, rotor, all that fun stuff. Seems to be running better. So what do we got on here? Yeah, 98,379. So this will be her 6th full Power Tour. If she does go, then it's probably going to be the car we take. 18 was the first one. 19 didn't go on 21. Had some family issues that year, so couldn't go. But we went all the other 6 years that are on, or 5 years that are on there. So, but when you have one of these cars, what's the point of this video, Kevin? When you have one of these cars, nobody makes squat for them, right? And so if you have a part that goes bad, you may or may not be able to find a replacement part for it. This radiator hose, for example, this is a replacement hose that I found, but the original hose, you can't find it anymore. I just was lucky and found it on a closeout on Rock Auto. So really long, goofy hose. So lots of parts on these cars you can't get. Nobody makes reproduction fenders. Nobody makes reproduction body parts. We did have a company making floor pans and door bottom kits. I'll throw some pictures over here. So at least we have somebody that was making some parts. But there's more and more people starting to make parts for these cars. Sill plates. The sill plates in my car, pretty good. But a lot of times those things get corroded and rusty and crusty and fall apart. And a guy named Jay Hovick, I'll put his information over here too. He makes actually reproduction sill plates, and they are spot on. I'll show mine over here someplace. I can find a picture of them, but they're spot on. He also does some other odds and ends for Vegas and whatnot. So go check out his site. But again, Kevin, get to the point. What's this video about? Gas tanks. We have not been able to get gas tanks for these cars in forever, and we finally have Tanks Inc. out of I think they're in Iowa. I can't remember. Yeah, Iowa. There you go, Iowa. Don't look at my address. Making tanks. This project took about 6 months, I want to say, maybe a little bit longer. Guy by the name of Jim on our website, our Facebook pages, Monza Madness and Chevy Monza Restoration. He took the initiative after somebody actually did Vega tanks first, and then we said, hey, if they can make Vega tanks, there's no reason why they can't make Monza tanks. And so Jim approached them, and they said, yep, we're willing to do that if you can get us a good example. Get us a good example of a tank, and you have to have 50 pre-orders. And that was where everybody said, oh my God, this is gonna die. We're not gonna get 50 people to pony up and buy fuel tanks, because they're about $450 a piece, give or take. So we didn't think we'd get 50 people to pony up, but surprisingly, we did. So, and actually it went pretty quick. I think a month or so, a little more than a month maybe, it took us to get enough people to sign up, pay their 50% deposit, and get the project underway. So I haven't looked at mine yet, but we're gonna go open it here in a minute. But I'll show some pictures over here of what my tanks looked like. I had 4 fuel tanks. Let me turn this around. The formula is becoming a shelf again. But anyway, I had 4 fuel tanks to pick from. Actually, let me uncover this sucker. Yeah, that's somewhat better. Climb under here. Anyway, I had 4 fuel tanks to pick from for this car. I had the original tank out of the car, and then I had 3 tanks out of parts cars. And 3 of those 4 tanks had holes in them. They were rusted out, they were corroded, nasty inside. And so they were basically garbage. This is actually the original tank out of the formula. And I had it boiled out by a radiator shop, and then they lined it for me. But and I painted it with some KBS rust seal paint. And so it came out really nice, but you know, it's got some dents, it's got some dings, and it's not perfect. But like I said, 3 out of my 4 tanks were garbage. So, but now we have those. Let's go look at those. There we go. All right, I covered my address. No one knows to see me, find me, my hideout, all my Sunbird NOS stash parts. So, I know a few guys have already gotten theirs, opened them and inspected them, so I'm hopeful that everything is good. Looks like it's pretty well packed. Fresh off the boat from China, made in Taiwan. I guess we're glad we got them before the tariffs kicked in, huh? All right, get out of there. Box in a box. Tank sink. Hopefully I'm not cutting my head off. I don't know. Oh, looks like a gas tank. Wow, that's nice. That is nice. Again, hopefully I'm not cutting my head off. Yeah, so I cut part of my head off in that last clip, but you got the point. But let's look at it a little bit closer. I like how they put their logo in there in the tank. That's kind of cool. You'll never see it, but yeah, it's very nice. I should probably pull the other tank out of the formula just to compare it, right? But Kevin ain't doing that. But it looks right. These are correct. These little dimples here are correct. This is correct. The little where the straps go. So I can't cut myself here on this thing. This is where the straps go. So no, it looks correct. But yeah, maybe we'll throw it in the formula here in the next few days just for fun. Actually, we might just do that. Well, there you go. Which one's the new one? Can you tell? Yeah, you probably can. So there's the tanks one, and then there's the original tank out of the formula. Like I said, I had it professionally, I'm using air quotes around that, cleaned, boiled out, and they lined it. You can kind of see that purple? So they lined it, and I painted it with KBS rust seal paint, but I'm looking here at this corner. This is actually where they drilled it out when they cleaned it, and it's rusting. A little bit of rust coming through there. So I'm not sure what that's about, but I guess it doesn't matter because we're not gonna put that tank back in the formula. We're gonna get the new one in there. But if you look at them, you know, they look identical. Oh wait, maybe not. That corner's bent up and it's not bent there. I don't think that's gonna make any difference though. Oh, same with that corner. That corner's bent. That corner's not. That corner's, whoops. That corner's bent. That corner's not. But the big corner that has the big bend, it is the same. So I'm not sure why they didn't bend those corners. I don't think it makes a difference. Probably not. Probably just bend them up so they don't poke you or something like that. I don't know. But other than that, it looks identical. This little groove here is the same. This groove here is the same. This groove here is the same. This is actually where it will rest against the body of the car. Same here. And then the straps go down there. So, underneath here, I've got these little cushion strips essentially that are stuck to the, frame rails, whatever you want to call those, of the hatch. And then same thing on the straps, so they don't, doesn't vibrate, rattle, make all kinds of noise, and you're not rubbing through or anything like that. But there's a guy on our pages, Clyde, and I'll put his information over here. He actually makes a kit, an installation kit for these gas tanks. He supplies the little cushion strips, a new O-ring gasket for the sending unit, and I think what else is in there? Some hoses, stuff like that, so you can make the connections. So look him up. I'll put his information over here too. It's dirty under here. I gotta get in here and clean this thing. Look how my pan hurt for. Look how dirty it is. Ugh. Yeah, I'm sitting around too much. Anyway, put the new tank in here. So I do have a sending unit for this. It's a Spectra unit, basically set up for EFI car. It's got an extra port for a return line. I'll put a picture of that over here. Here someplace. There's a few different ways you can do it. You actually can get a sending unit that'll fit in here and work. But again, Jay Hovick over at Jay's Shack, again, his information here. If you've got a decent sending unit, he can restore it. I'm not sure what he charges for it, but I've seen his work. He does phenomenal work. So if you have a good sending unit, send it to him. He can refurbish it. For you. So, but I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of tape this stuff up, just so I don't get any dirt or critters or anything in there, because I'm not putting my sending unit in yet. Just gonna hang the tank under the car, just so it's out of the way. There you go. Hermetically sealed for another 23 years until I decide to get back up work on this car. But yeah, let's throw it in there. So there you go. She is back in. Don't look at the scratches I put in because I'm a dumbass. I actually did have cardboard down here, but I still scraped it somehow. But hey, there's no dents in it. So, but no, it fit perfect. Again, those corners are bent on the factory ones, but I guess it doesn't really matter. It's not in the way of anything here. Same with over there. Not in the way. And then this front one. Yeah, same thing. It's not in the way of anything. So maybe when the exhaust gets put in here, because the exhaust will come through this hole right here. That's where the mufflers will hang, between this heat shield and the, this is where the spare tire well is. Oh, cobweb, yeah. That's what happens when you don't touch your car for years at a time. But hey, I did something on it. Thanks in. So now I have a spare tank. Because there's nothing wrong with this tank. Again, this is the original tank out of the formula, which is kind of nice. I wanted to keep it, but again, there's that spot where they drilled and drained it, and whenever they're in there cleaning it. But yeah, see, it's got a number of dents and dings. And I'm trying to build a nice car, 8 years into it. But anyway, so this tank's good. I will definitely keep it. But yeah, I bought 2 of them. I'm trying to help out the cause. So I'll have a spare one. I have no idea what the tank looks like in this car. I believe the paperwork I have, they actually did have it cleaned and boiled and lined at one point, so it might need a tank, I suppose, at some point. It's got about 3 feet of undercoating on it. So, but yeah, maybe this car will need a tank. I got the green Sunbird. Hopefully I'll be bringing home soon. It might need a tank. So I guess I've got enough tanks to cover all my cars now. But anyway, I guess I want to thank Jim. I'm not going to tell you his last name. I don't know if he wants his last name out there or not, but thank Jim for doing the legwork on getting these tanks made. Another part that we didn't have access to for the longest time, and you look at any of our Facebook pages, you know, people would say, hey, where can I get a fuel tank? A parts car. That's about it, because nobody else made them. So thanks to Jim for getting these made. Look up Jay Hovick on his page for sending units and sill plates and other stuff that he makes. And then Clyde, he makes the kit to install it. So hoses, the O-ring, the hose that connects the filler to the side of the tank, he makes that too, or offers that in the kit. So thanks to all those guys for being great members of the community. And let's get these cars back on the road. You know, I'm one to talk. Yeah, 8 years in. Anyway, thanks for watching. Go do some driving, maybe. I don't know. Sunbird Garage. Bye.